Hey there, welcome to episode 2 of Let's Learn Programming. Today we're actually going to write our first computer code inside of a script file. So let's get started with that. Um, so if you would, the node 2D, let's go ahead and name that world just because it makes sense to have something that everything is like inside of. So we'll keep that world, and if you give it a right click, let's go ahead and add child. And let's do a label. I think that would be the easiest thing. All right, so we're gonna make a label. And you see here, over here on the right, these are all the properties of the label. And this is the text property. So look, if we go into it and, give it text, it propagates obviously. So just kind of remember that's what's going inside of that label is the text property of that, and there's different properties, like there's scale and position and stuff, but just kind of remember the text for now. So let's click on label over here on the left, and up here you'll see attach a script to a existing node. So click this. We'll go into file management probably a little later, so you can just hit create for now. And hopefully you'll see these like auto propagate, and if not, we are going to be looking for the function ready, which it was already there, but I just want to be sure that everyone is getting it. So we have our first oh yeah, in Godot 4.1 you can click out over here and make this its own little pop out. So like if you have a multiple screen, or it's just better to kind of like get it away from the environment. But anyway, so we have our first script, and this is the ready function. So when the label is loaded in, this function is going to be called automatically. And we'll go a little bit more into what functions actually are probably a little bit later. But for now, we're just going to try to learn how to do our first script. So the label gets loaded, it's ready, and then basically it's going to do whatever we tell it to do here. So we have a text property that we looked at earlier, and we wanted to say, hey, we're loaded, we're ready, and then we're going to read this, and then we're going to say, hey, text is equal to, and if you're going to do any kind of literal text, it needs to be in quotation marks, because otherwise it's going to think it's some kind of variable. So we'll just say, I'm ready. Okay, so let's put this away for now. So this is our script. And our first script is just going to say, when you're ready, when it loads, it's just going to say I'm ready. So after we have that ready, you're going to want to hit Control S, or just save the scene. And what this is asking you to do right now is just to save the current environment, like which is the main scene. So we still have it under world scene, so just hit save. And then if you come over here in the top right, it says run the current scene. Look at that. So now that the scene has ran and it's like executed, the label has become ready and has called its ready function. So without us changing this, the actual property over here, which we could just say, I'm not ready. But when we run it, it's going to override it. As soon as it's ready, it's going to operate that function and call it I am ready. So, that's just that's basically the basics of scripts, right? Like, so imagine everything is an actor in this environment, and they're all going to be given a script, a line to read. And these lines are going to be done in different ways. Like there's the ready one, but there was also another one that I deleted earlier that we can go and put back if it helps. but I don't want to confuse you too much on functions yet. So, whoops. So this was the other one, the process function. And this is similar to the one above it, except for this one is called on every frame. So if you're not messing with the settings too much or anything, it's probably going to be 60 times a second. So imagine a ready function, but 60 times every second. So something we could do here would be like the position dot x plus equals 1. So what we just did is when we run this 60 times a second, it's going to try to move the position of the x value one unit. So look, there it goes. It's drifting off now. So, you know, it got ready, it propagated the I am ready, and then now 60 times a second, it's going to move it one time. So I hope that made that pretty simple for you guys. Next lesson is going to be on variables.